Good morning, friends. Today is Monday, August 28th, 2023. If you are new to my channel, welcome. If you are not new to my channel, welcome back. Um, it's 8 a.m. I got up about a half an hour ago, which is good because I got up when my alarm went off, but whew, uh, I'm I'm waking up. I've got my coffee. Uh, I know that it's August, but I really like green. Well, green's my favorite color. You can't see because special. But I got this. My best friend got me. It's a little coffee mug with a four-leaf clover on it, and then I've got some St. Patty's Day inspired hand towels. But anyway, um, I digress always. So I weighed myself this morning and was disappointed and kind of very frustrated to see 271.4. And I looked back over my weigh-ins for like this entire month of August. I started at 267.2, I think it was. Or no, yeah, something like that. 267.2, 267.8, I don't know, but it was 267 point something. And have literally gone up and down between that and 272.8 all month long. I know that there was one recording that I didn't make that was like 273.8, and it was crazy because it was like it was something like 272.4 or something like that. Then down to 270 point something. And then up to 273.8, and then back down to 270 point something, blah blah blah. But anyway, pardon me, Friday morning. So this is literally just 2 days ago. Well, 3 if you count Friday. But Friday morning I weighed in at 269.0. And so that was super frustrating to get on the scale this morning and see that, especially after, if you do the math on like all the food intake that I got and the exercise that I got between then, like I was just hoping to lose like 0.2, something like that. Anything just to bring me down a little bit further, and instead I'm up. Excuse me, again. So I'm mildly frustrated, and so I am gonna keep trying. But like if I ignore the scale and pay attention to how I feel, like my clothes aren't necessarily fitting better, but like my overall health feels better. I've been sleeping better. I think I've got like restless leg syndrome at night, and it has not been so bad where I feel like I feel like I get like jolts of energy through my knees and like my calves. It's usually my lower legs, but man, it's rough. And so I'm laying there and I have to like wiggle or flex and stretch my leg and hope that it goes away and all that. But it has not been nearly as bad this last week as it usually is, and I think that's because I stopped stretching before bed, which sounds weird, but I wonder if maybe when I was stretching, I was like waking my body up, and that was why it felt like it needed to do that. I don't know. Will you please? What? He thinks it's playtime. I don't know if you can see him or not, but Mal. Anyway, and and then let's see, what else was I going to talk about? Oh, and then I've barely had any heartburn, so that's like phenomenal. Hi Chester. There's Fat Chester. He's a big boy. He's a big baby boy. He's so handsome. But anyway, hi baby. Uh, Willow's over there in the corner doing her Willow thing. Um, but anyway, so I barely had any heartburn, and that's awesome. Um, and I'm trying to think if there's anything else that has been pretty great. My attitude overall has been a lot better too. Like I said in one of my last videos that I did recently, that trying to accept things as they are and have that peace, and like basically your serenity prayer. But just trying to give myself some grace and peace, and to just kind of relax and be calm about things and not get too upset if I mess up or whatever, but not to go like really far off the deep end. So anyway, I'm rocking my wake up hair. My yesterday I did a lot of chores. I got a lot done. I unfortunately did not get the entire lawn mowed because it has either been too fucking hot or it's been raining to mow the lawn. Like, it's been like over 100 degrees with like crazy humidity the last week and a half, 2 weeks, and then when it's not had all that, it's been raining. So yesterday was perfect. It was actually, according to my weather app, it was like in the 60s, felt like 70 something. I was like, hey-oh. So I went out there and I mowed the entire front lawn and the side lawn, because we have a side lawn. And I pulled some green peppers off my sister's garden. She made a raised garden, and I'll walk over to the window and hopefully be able to show you that. I apologize about my dirty windows, but anyway, so I hope you can see out there. She's got a little side garden there, a little raised garden, and I had to move some of the tomato plants because they're wild, but they were hanging down, so I had to move those so that I can mow and all that. And then there's also, again, the green peppers and stuff like that. So we got some. I accidentally pulled like a branch off that had a green pepper on it. It's teeny tiny, little baby pepper. But I also got like a decent sized one. So, yeah. So we got some, pardon me, green peppers and tomatoes and whatnot. So anyway, yeah. So I just mostly wanted to do a relatively quick recording to let you know how I'm doing. Again, feeling better, minimal heartburn, and I would think that has to do with cutting soda almost completely out. I'm still drinking it here and there, but I'm not drinking it daily. And, yeah, I'm not going crazy over it or anything. I'm trying to not drink it after 2 p.m. I know that in one of my older videos, not like my older videos, but like probably from sometime last year, I talked about reading Sleep Smarter, and might have even been before that, and I am still in the middle of that book. In fact, as I mentioned in a previous video recently about the Marie Kondo method and the books, and how I've given away like probably about 30 books I've gotten rid of, if not a little more than that. I took all the books that I intend on reading and I put them on my To Be Read shelf, because I already had a To Be Read shelf, but now it's a lot slimmer since I got rid of a bunch. In fact, I think with the exception of maybe like 4, they all fit like on the shelf like this. I didn't have to stack them and cram them in like I did like I had before I got rid of them. My apologies, morning phlegm. But anyway, so I got rid of the books, and now I have more room on my shelf. And I have essentially finished the book part, but I decided, with one exception, I decided that I'm not going to buy any more books until I have read through my To Be Read shelf on my bookshelf. And it's probably a good 30 books or so, to be honest. But I'm okay with that. And the exception that I made was actually for an old high school friend of mine. In fact, I will grab his book. He wrote a book. He messaged me on Facebook, and I was really surprised. Because 1, I haven't heard from him in forever, but 2, he wrote a book called Coming Home to Terror, and apparently it's like a murder mystery, or, well, not a murder mystery, but it is a kind of a murder mystery, because it's like terrorists attack his hometown. That's kind of the short version. An FBI agent. Horrible synopsis. I know. I am so sorry, but I actually haven't read it yet because I'll get back to. I'll come full circle. But anyway, here's the book again. I know that the screen is flipped, so I apologize, but it says Coming Home to Terror. It is by Nathan Lamberson. And so shout out to Nate. And I am looking forward to reading it. So here's the back. If you wanted to pause the video and try to read it backwards, you're welcome to. But anyway, so that's the book. But I just, with the exception of that book, I've decided not to read any more books, or not to buy any more books until I do my to be read. And I don't really trust myself to completely stick to that. But if I do buy a book, it has to be with the intention of actually reading it, not just because the cover looks nice or it was on sale or whatever. So I mean, and usually I do get books with the I always have the intention of reading them whenever I buy them. But then sometimes it's weird because sometimes it's like, well, this doesn't sound like super, super interesting, but maybe I'll just give it a shot. And it might be really, really good because I've had books surprise me before. We've, my family's actually had video games surprise us like that. Trying not to get too derailed here, but my dad and my mom have each suggested a video game that they thought looked like fun to us that we didn't think was good. We didn't think was going to be good. And then we played it and it ended up being like a favorite of ours. Or at least me and Shelly. I can't speak for my brother, and he can't speak for himself anymore because, you know, he's dead. But anyway, there is The Legend of Mana, which was one I think my mom picked out, and love it. The soundtrack is amazing. If you want a nice soundtrack, I recommend going onto YouTube and looking up Legend of Mana OST. Yes, original soundtrack. That's OST. Okay. Checking that out because it's a really surprising. The opening song is I think in Icelandic, I think. So you're probably not going to understand what it says unless you know Icelandic. I think it is. And I apologize if that's not correct, but I think it is. But the rest of it is just instrumental, and it is just beautiful. It is just beautiful music. Even the boss songs, which are like almost like hardcore heavy metal, headbanging music. Even the boss songs are really, really good. But anyway, again, I digress. So Nathan's book, awesome, wonderful. Not going to buy any more books for a while, because I have quite a few that I still need to read. In fact, I will go ahead and show them to you. And I know that it is currently 8:13. I've still got like 17 minutes before I have to be at work and not be late. But walk into my room. I can show you my bookshelf because it doesn't look horrible. But the rest of my room is pretty bad. So anyway, so here is my to be read shelf. We're looking at, well, that one I can't read until I get the first book of the trilogy, because it was in a grab bag at a used bookstore. So I got a sequel. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Okay, so I've got 26 books there that I need to read. And then I've got 2 down there that I need to read. So that's 28. And then Sleep Smarter, which is my full circle. And then there are 2 books floating around in this disaster of a room that I need to clean, that Matt recommended that I read. And he's not a big reader, but he thought these were really good books. One of them is about, I think, Irish settlers to America and their struggles. And the other one is about some people in some women in the Middle East that were reading some essentially Western books and got persecuted for it. So it's like, anyway, and these are like real history things. These are not fiction. These are historical things that happen. So so both of those are historical nonfiction. And then, so that brings me to 30. But 31 with Sleep Smarter. And so the full circle that I was getting at basically was that I am in the process of finishing Sleep Smarter because I decided, again, that, I need to finish this book because I've been reading it for so long. But also because I know that my sleep has been suffering a lot in the last year or so, which I know some of that has to do with grieving, and then some of it's stress and some of it's combination and some of it's poor diet and some of it's soda and some of it's caffeine and all this other. But anyway, because I've read about half of the book, but anyway, so my plan basically was to go back through UA. Come on. My plan is to go back through all of the highlighted portions that I've done. I've highlighted quite a lot. Just read over the highlighted parts. And then once I find the point that I stopped, which I have a bookmark in, thank God, I will start it up from there. And I may or may not highlight more after I start it from there, but just to finish the book, just to actually finish it. It is a wonderful read. It is a really good read. The author does a lot of it. He has a lot of humor. And it's educational, but it's like fun at the same time. And then he offers other resources and makes recommendations and stuff like that. So it's a really great book. I just kept not picking it up, basically. So that's my problem there. Meow. So anyway, honey, I can't, there's not enough time to play. There's not enough. I'm sorry. He loves to play. But anyway, so that all being said, a lot more that I meant to talk about, but I am going to pet my cat while I'm finishing up this video because he's being obnoxious. It's like he doesn't want to ever snuggle me when I want snuggles. He wants to snuggle me at the worst inopportune times, but I know that these snuggles are actually just because he wants to play, and I'm not going to play with him because I don't have time. Play is his favorite. So anyway, that's it. 271.4 again. Yay, I guess. But again, weight aside, I am feeling better, and that's huge, especially my attitude and my overall baby boy, baby boy, baby boy, baby boy, baby boy, baby boy. Honey, I need to go. So anyway, okay, come on. I will have to throw this kitchen towel into the hamper now. So anyway, once more, 271.4, and but feeling better. Hopefully the scale will reflect that soon. I just got to be steady on, right? So that's my plan. You guys all have a lovely day. Make your choices, be your best self, live your best life. And I will talk to you in a future video. And UA and I both say bye. Baby, 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 baby.